What's up, YouTube? What's up, authortube community? What's up, everybody who has been here for half an hour already, even before I was here? How y'all doing? So, fun fact, I actually was thinking about canceling this because I'm sort of feel like I'm getting a cold, but then I popped into the YouTube video and there were 3 people waiting and chatting, and I was like, you know what? These people are counting on me. No one is going to be productive if I don't stream. I mean, if I miss my stream tonight, that could significantly impact the creative world in ways I can't even imagine. And so I have a responsibility to humanity here. And so on that note, here I am. So how's everybody? Like I said, I feel like I'm getting a cold. But, you know, it happens. So I haven't picked up my first draft since I finished writing it. I have had a whole bunch of ideas about it, though, and I've been sort of writing things down the old-fashioned way. And one of these days I'm gonna pick it up again and do edits and things, but right now what I'm working on is my card game. I am also a card game designer, and that's what and I think what I'm gonna do tonight in between sprints is whoa, sorry, I keep kicking that. That's not good. What I'm gonna do tonight in between sprints is I'm gonna tell some inspiring stories that are related to this amazing card game that I invented. And I can show you. I can tell you about the game. It's a little bit. It's a niche card game. It's for Jews, so you might laugh at some of the jokes, but you also might not get a lot of the references. So, I mean, it's great if everyone enjoys it. I'm just not going to maybe go too deep into the content of it, but I'm happy to show you what it's about. And but mostly I want to talk about the story behind it. That's what I want to do. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Oh, good I'm glad you're doing well, Destiny. Yeah, see, I don't know. I've caught the authortube cold. Everyone's had it, right? Contagion through the internet is a thing. I'm not making this up. Okay. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. So, let's see. So here's a funny thing. I printed a whole bunch of copies of the game in Israel, and then I came to the States, and now I don't have a copy of the game. But I'm actually going to borrow it. One of the people who bought my game, her daughter was in Israel at my mom's house for Passover last year, and so she then got a copy of the game. So she actually has it right nearby. So I'm going to have to borrow my own game that I printed from a person I sold it to, which is kind of funny, but also totally real. Okay. Let me see. So is everybody ready for a sprint? Why don't we just start off with a sprint? Let's do that. Okay. This one. Oh, wait. Before you look at pre-recorded footage of Nana's fireplace, why don't y'all take a look at live footage of Nana's fireplace? this is what's going on right next to me right now, including the lights, which Nana tried to take down earlier because she was like, the holiday's over, because today was the last day of Hanukkah. And I was like, what? Those aren't coming down. It's still winter. So, yeah. Okay. All right, let's go back to here. And everybody get your files open. Read your last couple sentences, paragraphs. Try to remember what you were working on. And on your mark, get set, write. And that's time. Oh, what? Why did that happen again? Okay. Hey, hey everyone who joined. Say hi. What's up? So let me know how you did. If you're writing, tell me what you got done. Tell me, did you get a word count? Are you editing? Are you being productive? Let's hear about it. And if you're not, tell me what else you did. So here's what I did. I opened a lot of tabs in my Chrome. And actually, I also closed a lot of tabs in my Chrome. One of the tabs is a very important tab. Let me show you. I think you'll agree with me that this tab is very important. But there's a reason. I mean, the truth is, no, I just wanted to see old pictures of this baby. That's all. I mean, look at this face. Look at this face. You just, it's just, you can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. She was just a tiny little marshmallow nugget. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look how tiny. It's like, it's not even real, but I swear it is. Those are my hands, my nail polish fingers in scrubbing that tiny little marshmallow nugget head. Okay. Anyway, in other news, what I wanted to talk about. I know, so fast. Okay, so let me show. I'm gonna show you what she looks like. Okay, what she looks like now is something completely different. She's not actually mine anymore. We were just fostering her over the summer, and now she's a big old girl. This is her now. So that video was from like July, and this is her now. She's a freaking desert wolf. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh, beautiful girl. Yep. Okay. Anyway, now let's see. Cash got some actual words done. Nice. Editing, got a couple pages. Well done. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Meadow. I saw Meadow. I saw Wendy. Hey, everybody. Stop shaking. Stop shaking. Okay, there we go. One page left for a sample chapter. Really into the story. Feel like I know Mark and okay. Good. It's really, isn't it fun when you like get into it and you start to really feel like your characters are sort of growing into themselves and, you know, showing up to living up to their potential, you know, when it's coming out on the page, even a little bit as amazing as it is inside your mind, right? Okay. So I know, right? Oh my God, she's so happy. Like, just her dad now posts pictures of her just like running through the wild like a happy, free, you know, nature wolf. And Cash's babies. Oh, right. You're reading Cash's story. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Aww. I have no idea what this is about, and so I'm not going to comment on it. I'm sure Eva is right. Okay. Here's what I wanted to show you guys. I invented a card game. And this is the card game. And the reason that this is interesting at all is because I did say I was going to tell a story. about, I said I was going to tell a story, right? About, no, that's not good. Blech. No. Oh, whatever. I said I was going to tell a story about how, no, I don't want that. Yeah, I want to be the center of attention. That ended that with a happy ending that is about how I'm a feminist and people pay for my sense of humor, right? Okay. So it actually doesn't start with the card game. The card game is part of the happy ending. It starts with a troll. Not a lonely troll. A troll in very good company. In the middle of the Facebook desert. Now, once upon 2 years ago, no, oh my God. I was like 2 years ago in 2016. Okay, so hold on. First of all, it's 2019 today. 2016 is about to be 3 years ago, was 3 years ago, and it's about to be 4 years ago. So that means this story took place actually almost 4 years ago. So once upon 2016, back when I was actually still in college doing my math degree like a nerd, which I still am, I joined a Facebook group that looked pretty innocent called Mathematicians Jokes. I was like, hey, I'm a nerd. I'm bisexual. I love puns. I love jokes. I like to laugh. This looks like a fun group. And it was at first, people posted like some, some kind of stupid, oh, I walked by a car and its license plate looked like the Fibonacci sequence, so here, posted that picture, okay. Or, hey guys, I pulled off this yogurt and the shape of the yogurt looks kind of like an integral. What's the integral of yogurt? Okay, all right, that kind of stuff was, a little dumb, but like funny. But there were also not funnies. There were also not funny jokes, like jokes that were, offensive to a lot of different kinds of people. I don't have to explain to you what those are. And I want to give an example, but the problem is the examples are funny, so I don't want to encourage this. I don't want to encourage using this kind of humor. I don't want to encourage continuing these jokes, but let me just give you the gist of it, okay? So this is the general genre of these jokes was on Pi Day, a lot of people, there were a bunch of posts in the category of, in honor of Pi Day, my girlfriend woke up irrational. Like, guys, this is not in honor of Pi Day. I'm always irrational. What are you? Okay, no. I mean, I'm rational enough to do a math degree, so I'm not sure why that's supposed to be funny. This is me reading the joke. Like, is this another place where I'm gonna be told that I'm irrational because I'm a woman? Because last time I checked, I was doing a math degree, and if that doesn't require rational thinking, I don't know what rational thinking is. And I'm going off on a tangent here, which is also a math joke. So basically, that, one or two you can ignore. If they're like once or twice a month, you can sort of sweep them under the rug and be like, okay, you know what? The rest of the content in this group is really funny, and I'm really enjoying all these totally dorky, advanced math jokes, which, I can't really share because if I tell them, at a family dinner, everyone looks at me like, Liora, what is wrong with you? Nobody else in this room knows group theory, okay? Just like, take it somewhere else. And I'm like, but it's hilarious. Like, you get it? It's the orbit and the stabilizer. And they're like, no, Liora, no, we don't know any of those terms. You need to find some new friends. Whereas in this group, like, people know what I'm talking about. But it wasn't just once or twice a month. It was like a lot. And then Pi Day came around, and which is Pi Day, by the way, is March 14th. The USA decided to do that because they think everyone in the world writes the date as month, day, year, but obviously that's not true. So it's like 3/14 and it works in the USA, but it doesn't work anywhere else around the world. So it's just 14/3 and we're like, what? Whatever. Pi Day came around and there were a lot of jokes about women being irrational. There were a lot of, your mama's so fat, her favorite day is Pi Day. And I'm like, that is not even math. It's not even math. Okay? Like, what? By the way, is anybody interested in this story? Can y'all just like comment along? I'm kind of rambling here and I'm happy to tell this story, but I also kind of want to know if you guys are enjoying it or if I'm just way off book here. Okay. I do promise to do an intermission for another sprint when we get to an interesting point in the story. Okay. Anyway, there were a whole bunch of posts in a row that were just anti-women and anti-fat people and anti-fat women. And I was like, this is not why I'm here. I am here for math jokes. Right? I'm here because I like making jokes about math, because I'm a nerd about math, not because I'm a woman. So I posted a post in the group and I said, look, guys, this isn't cool. We need to stop this, okay? There are a lot of women in the group. There are a lot of women who like math. We're here because we like math and jokes, okay? Not because we're women. And it's getting really frustrating. It's really upsetting for me to see that every time I come into this group, instead of being a math person, I'm suddenly a woman. And I'm suddenly being, all irrational and objectified. And like, can we not do that? Let's, we already have a problem with gender disparity in mathematics. We already have so many more men in positions of power. Why don't we make math strive to make math a safe place for women to be, so more women can be mathematicians, and of course, that was a dumpster fire, because, the PC police, trying to make people stop telling funny jokes, which is their free speech right to do. Am I right? Okay. I got called so many fun names that day. Oh my God. I got called a Nazi. I'm Jewish. I got called a Nazi. Not just called a Nazi, like somebody actually posted a Nazi cartoon. Oh my God. It was, somebody told me to grow a couple. That was fun. They were like, oh, you're talking like as if this group is like Iran or something where women are oppressed. And, last time I checked, women were not oppressed. Oh my God. I was like, it was nasty. I really, and I didn't, I was more naive back then than I am today. So I engaged and I got into it. I went head to head with the trolls. And I told them, look, no. One guy was like, I don't know what posts you're talking about. I haven't seen any posts like this. And I just, went through the group and pasted screenshots on his comments. And he's like, oh, so you went 1,000 posts backward. And I hadn't gone 1,000 posts backward. I'd gone 1 month in the history. And that is not 1,000 posts. Okay. It was just, yeah. Anyway. This story has a happy ending. And I'm going to tell it to you when we come back from a sprint. So, where is everybody? You all are like, I see you there. And I know you're here. Okay, there you are. Yeah, no, it's okay. I want you to get some writing. So we're going to do a writing. We're going to do another sprint now. Why did I close that? we're going to do another sprint now, and then I'm going to tell you the happy ending of this story. On your mark, get set, right. Okay. I really was talking a lot. Hey, Josie. Time's up. Okay. So, where are those? Why can't I turn them off? There we go. How did everybody do? I know, I realized you guys are here to be productive, and I was just going on and on and on about these trolls on the internet. So, let's try to pay attention a little bit more to my viewers. So, what is everybody working on? A bunch of you guys are editing. I saw that. So tell me how you did. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue with the story. And remember, I said it does have a happy ending. So we got to the part where I was being trolled by the trolls. And, it's just your standard trolling. They were really, really awful. They had no reason to have any feelings whatsoever. Everyone was like, oh, well, if we're sensitive to everyone, we won't be able to make a joke ever. The PC police and free speech and all the stuff. And I got really upset. It was really hard for me. And this all lasted about 12 hours. I had posted the post at around 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what I was doing up at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I was. And then at 7 that evening, I got a message on Facebook from one of the group admins saying, hey, Liora, would you like to be a group admin? So I was like, hell yes. And so that is how I became the feminist admin of Mathematicians Jokes. This is a true story. That is how I am known in Israel. People have recognized me by that title, including a significant other. I mean, who I was, flirting with at the time, and then she figured out it was me, and she's like, wait, you're Liora, the feminist admin for Mathematicians Jokes? I'm not even kidding. This is a real thing. Okay. So that's how that story ended. Obviously, I kicked out all the trolls who had trolled me, and I went around and I deleted all the icky jokes that were not funny and offensive to everyone. And the group got a lot better, I got to admit. Everyone was like, oh no, there won't be any jokes left. There won't be any content if we can't offend people. Well, guess what? There's loads of content, and it's funny, and it's actually about math. So that is part 1 of this story. Let's see how people are doing. So Destiny got some more editing. 4 pages, not bad. That's really good. Got everything formatted and outlined so you can write tomorrow. Excellent, Cash. That is really great. Wendy just says, wow. I'm assuming that you're talking about me becoming the admin because that was a really funny story that you did not expect it to end like that. I didn't expect it to end like that. I definitely didn't expect it to end like that. I certainly did not expect that 3 years later, some nobody Israeli political party would try to run for parliament and on a homophobic slogan with the courage to be normal. That's like their thing. They're not even pretending to be interested in any political issues except for harshing them on about the gays. And my group, my baby, Mathematicians Jokes, was full of jokes about this slogan with the courage to be normal, because normal has like 8 different definitions in mathematics. So one person posts like the algebraic definition of, be a vector going in a different direction, the courage to be normal. And then someone else posts, oh no, be 2 topological spaces that can be separated with closed sets, and the courage to be normal. And like, It was just so, it was a party in there. It was so hilarious. And, I try not to offend people, but let's be honest, I'm fine with offending homophobes, especially homophobic political parties. Pfft, you guys can offend them as much as you want. So yeah, that's so the group is still funny, even though people are not allowed to tell rape jokes or black jokes or women jokes. They're just only allowed to tell math jokes. I don't know. I know, right? Who would have thought? So let's see. We have 1 minute, 2 minutes left on the timer. All right, so I can keep going. So that was part one of the story. And one of the things, probably the most common, yes, well, it's not directly, there's a theme happening. Okay, so one of the most common things, one of the most common insults that these trolls could tell me in the group was, what did they tell me? They said, you just don't have a sense of humor. Get a sense of humor, right? You just don't know how to take a joke. You just clearly need to check your sense of humor and get a sense of humor. And the reason this is all connected is because of this. It's not free anymore, guys. You told me to get a sense of humor? Well, guess what? It costs money now. After a toka break, I'll figure out the, what's it called? That was so specific, Eva. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I feel this. I really feel this. Yeah. So that's that's a thing, okay? Because can you imagine someone telling me that I don't have a sense of humor? I mean, whatever. These guys obviously did not have any idea what they were talking about, and they about to be real sorry for themselves, because I have a card game which is really funny and popular enough that people want to pay money for it, which is going to be the what we're going to talk about after another sprint, because y'all need to be productive. Am I right? Bye. Okay. Time's up. So I did math, and my calculations determined that I am, in fact, terrible at arithmetic, which is not something I didn't know. It's just, it's harsh to be reminded, especially after an entire 5 years doing a degree in mathematics. So I'm trying to find out how much it would cost to ship something from Israel, and it's so hard. Like, none of the websites are cooperating. FedEx is like, hey, check out our sweet international shipping calculator, and then I put all the details in, and they're like, sorry, there's an error. And all the websites are doing that right now. Dogs! I understand them. I would beg for your sweet potato pie too. Did I say that wrong? Is it like sweet potato pie? I don't know. Dog threw his toy at me and started barking, so of course I had to go play with him. Obviously, priorities. Hello. Duh. That is very important. So I was doing important things, though. I started writing an email to myself with a list of all these things that I want to be in the promotional video about the card games, which I still have not started talking to you guys about yet. Okay. So here's the dish on the card games. Every year at Passover, my mom complains that we have all of this emphasis around telling the story of the Exodus from Egypt, because that's what Passover is about, right? It's like celebrating the miraculous Exodus from the bonds of slavery of the Jewish people. And we in our Passover service that we do at the dinner table, there's all this talk about telling the story and how important it is to keep telling the story generation after generation. Always tell the story. Except here's the thing. All night we talk about telling the story, and we never actually get around to telling the story. It's just packed full of, like, it's like, okay, well, I guess this starts from creation. We go a couple generations later, and then it's like, and there were our patriarchs, and our ancestors originally were not monotheistic, and at first they were idol worshippers. And we go a couple generations later, and we've got like Jacob, and he goes to live with his uncle, and his uncle was a meanie. He was a really bad guy. Okay, bad guy. But like, we're still not even in Egypt yet. Never mind the Exodus, right? And then it just kind of trails off. It's like, then we were in Egypt, and then we were slaves. It was bad. We cried out, and God did big stuff. God did big miracles, and now it's dinner time. That's kind of what the Haggadah says about Passover. That's kind of what we read at the Passover Seder, if you don't skip those parts. Nobody skips anything. I did not say that. Anyway, so we're always trying to be creative. And one year we did a musical. We're a musical family, so we actually, it wasn't just any musical. It was the Passover story to the tunes of High School Musical music, because that's what we were into. And so my siblings and I put on this show. We did. I wrote all the lyrics to, it's like, no, 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 he won't let the people go. You get it. Okay. For real. This is a real thing that happened. And unfortunately, there is no video footage because Passover Eve is a sacred holiday, and so no filming, no phones. Also, there weren't smartphones back then. I know, it's so sad. I know, it's a tragedy. It's a freaking tragedy. My little brother, who is now 6 feet tall, they're both 6 feet tall. I have 2 little brothers, but he did a wicked, no, he was Pharaoh. Oh no, was he Pharaoh? No, he was Moses. My other brother was Pharaoh. He was like 8 years old, like maybe 7, and he just does this like, the God of Israel says, let the people go! And so good. There is no video footage. So sad. Anyway, then another year we did a night at the Seder table, which was a night at the museum 2 parody Seder themed. And that was also funny because the same little brother did a wicked impression of, I am Ka-Mun-Ra, great king of the great kings. And from the darkest depths of ancient history, I have come back to life. He was better at it. Also, he was like 8. So it was like 10,000 times funnier. And that is the family history that led to the development of this game. So once we were kids and we were cute and innocent and funny, and alas, we grew up, and I brought home a copy of Cards Against Humanity. And we started playing that a lot. And we loved it because we're all really funny people. So we all really got into that. And then I really shouldn't tell the story like this. I really should just be like, no, this idea popped into my head with no connection whatsoever to another copyrighted game that is someone else's. But whatever. You get the idea. Okay? Point is, my mom said to me, you know what? I know what we're going to do this year for Passover. This card game. And that's what the game is. Okay? It's called Slightly Scandalous Seder Cards. And let me show you how it works. So let's say you got a question card, right? For example, all who are blank come and eat. This is a line from the Haggadah, which is, the Haggadah is our like booklet. We're ignoring that for now. The Haggadah is our booklet that, you know, we read the Passover service from. So this is a line from it. The original line is, all who are hungry come and eat. And we open our doors to accept to our dinner anyone who doesn't have a place to eat that night, or who doesn't have enough food or whatever. It's a very, you know, it's a nice thing. Like, it's a holiday. Everyone should have food tonight. Everyone should have a table. We open our homes traditionally to anybody who is hungry. But I need to make it into a joke. So, all who are falling asleep at the table, come and eat. Yes. And then these are the answer cards, right? So you hold 10 of these in your hand, and you pick which one is the funniest. All who are asking, when do we eat? That's a real thing, because, you know, the talking about how important it is to tell the story goes on for so long. And people are like, when is dinner? You know, you start at like 7 o'clock, and you're not eating dinner before 10 p.m. It's really long. I mean, it's ridiculous. Basically, you do that, and you know, you pick a question card. Somebody is the judge. Everyone hands in an answer card, and then the judge decides who's funniest. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm gonna make a copy of this game. This is no, that didn't work. Okay, shame. I'm trying to see, like, can I show you this picture? Where are these pictures? No, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Okay, so so I was just gonna, you know, print one for my family. And then my roommate was super into it. And she was like, this game looks really fun. I want one too. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll print two. And then she was like, actually, I want to give one for a gift. So I was like, okay, I'm looking around at price quotes and different printers. I'm like, I don't want to print this for real. I don't want to just cut these out of paper. I want to have a nice professionally printed deck. So I'm looking at price quotes. Anyway, and then I posted it on my Facebook. I'm like, you know what? It'll be cheaper if we get a whole bunch. So maybe, if anybody else wants a copy of this, I made this, enjoy. And my roommate shared my post in a group, in a Facebook group for Jewish Orthodox nerds, women nerds. It's called Orthodox Ladies United in Fandom. I didn't even know this group existed, okay? But it's a group for Jewish women nerds nerding about their nerdy stuff, about their fandoms. That is the group. Anyway, she shared my game there, and all of a sudden I was getting a quote for 45 sets. And I was like, whoa, okay, I guess people are interested in this game. So we printed 45 sets. The printer actually miscalculated and ended up sending me 60 sets. So I had 15 extra sets than what was originally requested, than what people had signed up for. And when I received those 15 extra, they sold out in less than 24 hours. And so here we are. Tons of people were grumbling on the Facebook group about how the game was not available in the USA. Because what, was I going to suddenly do international shipping from Israel? Like, are you kidding me? Not that year. But lo and behold, here I am. So I want to make this game available in the USA this year, so more nerdy Jews can play my really fun game. And yeah, it's super awesome. It really is. And so this is where it comes full circle. Okay, why did I start? This is a very Jewish segue what I'm doing here. Why? Let me do it in a Jewish tone, okay? Why did the story of the math jokes come right before the story about the card game? Well, to teach us that feminist admins can have a sense of humor that is not just funny, but other people will pay money for it. Okay, I don't even have any idea who I am impersonating right now. I've never seen anybody ever talk like that, but it's probably anti-Semitic. So let's not. Whatever. Anyway, the point is, like, for real, where's my banner? Here it is. Check it out, guys. People pay for my sense of humor. I have a sense of humor. And I still have those trolls in my head, all this time later, even though I've gotten way more than the amount of affirmations that I need. Every time somebody buys a deck, I feel like, dang, those guys that told me to get a sense of humor, they were so wrong. I have the best sense of humor. I'm so funny, people will pay for my sense of humor. So really, buying this game is like sticking it to, misogynistic, sexist, racist trolls on the internet. So, this is for a good cause. And yeah, it's really fun. I mean, yeah, there's another really. Do you guys want to do another sprint, by the way? Because there is another very tiny part of this story, which I'd love to share with you. But survey in the Walnut Gallery, because I'm allergic to peanuts. So Walnut Gallery, do you want to do another sprint? Would you like it to be 20 minutes or 15 minutes? Please let us know. Let us know, let us know, let us know. It is actually, or it was snowing before. So that video with the snow out my nana's window with the 15-minute timer, that was real, live again. You want 15? Okie doke, we can do that. Come on, where's my 15? No, hello, no, that's not what I asked for. Where's my... I saw Stewie uploaded a timer. Who used it? Somebody used it on theirs. Was it you, Cash? Amber, maybe. I don't know. Somebody used it on there. Oh, no. We have a machlokas. That's what we... Okay, why am I using the Ashkenazic pronunciation of these words? I'm Israeli. I shouldn't be using these. Machloket is the Hebrew word for a disagreement, basically, or a difference of opinion. And that's what we would call, that's what the, when two rabbis would give an opinion on their, on a specific ruling according to Jewish law, and they didn't agree on the same, it was like, that's what it's called. It's called a machloket. Anyway, oh, Destiny, I'm sorry. I have a headache too, a little bit, just a little bit. Probably not as bad as yours. Okay. So, all right, we'll do 20. Just silly because I just exited the 20-minute timer. Okay, wait. I gotta sneeze. Nope, never mind. False alarm. Okay. Either's fine. Yeah. No, you gotta pick. Okay, fine. I'll pick for you. I will play God and decide amongst you. Okay. Good night, Destiny. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you feel better. I really do. Did I tell you to start? No. Okay. So bear in mind, this story gets even more inspiring. And I'll see you all in 20, but this will be our last sprint because people who are maybe coming down with colds should go to bed at relatively reasonable hours. This is a thing I've heard a couple times from some people, and I obviously don't know how reliable that source is. But we're going to try. Okay? Do writing. On your mark, get set, go. Okay. Time's up. So I got the snacks. I got vegan minestrone soup with tortilla chips. Whoa. Which I'm really enjoying. And I wrote a couple more sentences in that email that I was writing. And I wrote a lot of comments in the video. So what did you guys get done? How were the productivity sprints? Why is that thing still going? How do I turn that off? And nope, that is, perfect. Okay. So this is what we were talking about. Wow. There are still 7 people here. People really want to hear this story. Oh, you guys want to get stuff done. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Whatever. I don't care why you're here. I'm happy to talk to you and eat food in front of you. Because that's what I do best. So, basically, more was saying, right, about how this game is really awesome, and people were really excited about it, and there were amazing reviews. Amazing. I don't know, I mean, I didn't show you that page, but let me show you that page, because people said crazy stuff about this game. People were like, no Passover will ever be complete without this game from now on. Somebody said that. Can you guys see that? I can't tell if it's like teensy. Anyway, check that out. Wow, that is insane. We played it 3 times over the holiday and everyone loved it. We had a great time. This was fantastic. This was amazing. This is the best. You're the best. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone was so... This is my mom. This doesn't count. Well, it counts. I mean, but you know, it's my mom. So even if she's right, she's still biased. We're having such a blast playing this game. It's been fun for both the kids and adults and great entertainment with all the company we've been having. That was like the perfect review. You know, it's like good for all ages. The whole family's enjoying it. Okay, I'm just rambling on right now. No, the reason I'm talking about this is because I was really, really taken aback. You know, I knew it was awesome. I made it up. I mean, I made it up. I wrote it, you know. This is also a writing thing, okay? It's not just like I invented a game in the sense that I invented a game. I wrote all of these cards. I wrote 99% of the cards because there were a few that were contributed by other people. So this isn't writing. No, I had to sit down and write these, and I had to phrase them in a way that was funny and in a way that they worked grammatically. And I was really taken aback by how much other people enjoyed it. You know, I knew I was going to enjoy it. I didn't know, 100 people on the internet were going to enjoy it. And that was pretty cool. And it's more than that. It's because when I published this game, when I first printed this game, I was in a very, very dark place. It was one of the more difficult times of my life where I was really just sort of, I had just this whole complete exhaustion thing came on. I was just suddenly completely physically exhausted all the time. I couldn't work. I lost my job. I couldn't get another one, and I couldn't like hold my hands up long enough to type on a keyboard longer than like 15 minutes. And so I really couldn't work. And I was living off of like nothing. I don't even remember how I was paying rent. I definitely owed my roommate a couple months of rent during this time. And it was really difficult. I was really depressed. And, I didn't know what was wrong with me medically. I still don't. I didn't have any idea how long it was going to go on, and if I was going to have to adjust my expectations of life to fit this new person who could only get out of bed and, like, make breakfast. And that's all I could do all day. That was what I was dealing with back then. It was incredibly, incredibly difficult. But the fact, and I had no money. I had zero monies. This is a zero monies. And I wasn't even planning on making money from this game. I released the digital version for free. I was like, hey, internet, check this out, take it. Because I just was like, hey, I created this cool thing, and it'd be nice if other people could enjoy it. And so I released it for free. And I think people liked that. I think people appreciated that, and also it totally got a lot of hype. And here's the thing, okay? Even though I released it for free, I still made money off the printed version. I did not expect to, and I did. I didn't try. I didn't push it. I didn't market it. I didn't try at all. I didn't even like charge a markup. The markup was accidental. I just kept getting quotes from the printer for more and more and more decks as more orders came in. And so the price per deck kept going down. And I was like, okay, once we got to like 25 decks, I was like, let's just cap the price here. I'm not going any lower. There's going to be shipping costs and whatever else. There's going to be all this, I'm going to have to like coordinate and drive places and forget it. I don't want to, they're going to PayPal fees, whatever. Okay. And I just made profit just off of that, just off of the margin people paid from how much at the end of the day it cost me to produce the deck to that price that I capped it, which by the way was a ridiculously low price. I capped it at 55 Israeli shekel, which is like $15 maybe. And yeah, so I'm really so the fact that I could make money off of something that I'd created, something I had written. This is writing, remember. It's not just writing, it's not just my creative stuff, it's also my sense of humor. And I made money off of it. And I was like, it allowed me to realize that even if my life doesn't turn out the way I expected it to be because my body doesn't work the way I'm used to it, or, maybe I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the amount of energy that I had as a teenager, but maybe this is, even if this is the body I have, I can still lie in bed and think up cards. I can still do this thing. I can create this thing of value. And that was huge for me in this really dark time when I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything. And I could. It was like, it was this brilliant light in a long, dark tunnel. And, I'm trying to be really kitschy about it and figure out a way to sort of match that with the concept of the Exodus from Egypt, and how it's a metaphor for my own personal exodus from Egypt, which is the metaphor for, the really dark place and going out into the light, blah, 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 etc. But like for real, you know, because I'm selling to Jews, right? They love that shit. They eat it up. And so that's my card game business. That's my card game business. And I'm working on a Hanukkah version and a High Holidays version, and possibly also a Tanakh version, which is like the Old Testament, the pre-Jesus holy books, right? I'm a huge nerd of that stuff. I have way too many facts from that book in my head doing nothing. So we might as well make them into funny cards that people will enjoy, right? Anyway, yeah, so that's the story of how I pulled myself up from a very dark place and found whatever. Found a way that I could make money even with an extreme disability, which was basically keeping me in bed almost all day. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it does. It does feel like a lot of times it doesn't, you know? It does feel like it feels like a huge gamble a lot. When you're putting your work out into the world, I mean, I'm a talented writer. I've posted stories and stuff before. Nobody's ever offered to pay for it. Well, okay, that's not true. That's not true. I've been paid a few times for a few things, a few written things, but not on the scale that this game took off. None of my writing has ever taken off on this same scale. That, you know, people on 2, possibly 3 continents were begging me to make it available with international shipping. I mean, that's insane. So I think I'm going to do a Kickstarter and like have people, you know, pay for the game as a donation to the cause, and then they'll get the game, you know. So it's like I basically get to rely on a certain amount of orders in advance, so I can bring down the price for ordering in bulk. That's the idea of the Kickstarter. So stay tuned. I'll be asking y'all for money soon. Okay, no, I'm kidding. You do not have to, absolutely do not have to contribute to the Kickstarter campaign. You obviously can if you want, but nobody's obligated. I am definitely not expecting any of my writer friends to support me with the nothings that a lot of us have. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to, like, I'm going to print a box this year. The game didn't come in a box last year. It just was just a deck of cards in a rubber band. And there was no shipping. People just picked it up from my house. Like, they knocked on my door, and just like, I just handed them a deck of cards in a rubber band, and they were like, "Do you have a bag?" And I was like, "Wait, let me see." And I gave them like a plastic bag or a brown paper bag because we are opposed to plastic bags. But yeah. So that is what I have to say to the trolls on the internet who called me a Nazi. And to the dark, dark thoughts in my mind and in my body that didn't know what I was going to be able to make of myself in life. And the lesson I learned from this is, you don't know, I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows. But things can turn around. Things can get better, and you can find a way. You can just, it's not necessarily going to be what you want. It's not necessarily going to be what you expected. That doesn't mean it's not going to be good. That doesn't mean it's not going to be awesome. Speaking as a person who literally moved to another country so I could get free rent. I mean, it's not just, obviously that wasn't the only reason, but you know, I couldn't work. I moved to the States because it was a good solution for me, and it was also a good solution for Nana to have someone in her house. But also, I needed a place where I needed a place to be where I didn't have to rely on a regular job, because I couldn't have that in Israel. Even if I was on a disability stipend in Israel, and like that still barely covered my rent. It was like it covered my rent and like a tiny bit more. It was way not enough disability payments and way too much rent. And so I needed a little bit of a breather. I needed a place to breathe, to come and be able to spend time on my creative things that do have value. And that's what I got. And, you know, it was a big deal. I mean, I had to, you know, come to a place where I really didn't have a lot of friends. I had like one friend here. And, you know, I did spend the first month or the first couple months watching a lot of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I still do that with Nana, but that's okay. But now I have gotten some social things done now that NaNoWriMo is over. I spent the third month on my laptop writing a book, okay? Which is insane. It's also crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that the beginning of 2019, I was in bed. That's it. That's what I was. I was in bed. And if I wasn't in bed, I was on the couch. And I was like lying. I was like horizontal on the couch with my laptop on my knees, because then I could sort of type like that, writing an email to my boss like, I'm really sorry, I can't come in today. That is what I did in January of 2019. So now I've completed a first draft of my novel. I've written a card game that people want to pay money for. And I have 4 expansions in development, most of which are already almost done. Multiple other card games in the process. Also a lot of cards already written. There are already 200 High Holiday cards that are written and like 50 Hanukkah ones. So yeah, now I just have to find a printer in the US that's going to give me a normal, reasonable price. One printer wanted $500 for shipping domestically. They're shipping inside the US and they wanted, what? Do you know how much the Israel printer charged me for shipping? $10, maybe $12. Okay. Like, no, you don't charge $500 for shipping. Are you kidding me? Ugh, whatever. I'm sure I'll figure it out. And if I have to create the game in Israel and then ship it over internationally because that's cheaper, you know what? I'm not apologizing for that. I'm going to do that if that turns out to be the most cost-effective option. So yeah, you know, I mean, it is. That company was so good to me. They were so good to me. They did a really beautiful job. I wish I could show you the cards. I don't have a copy of the game. I actually, a friend of mine, I think I said this at the beginning of the stream, but a friend of mine, a family friend whose kid was in Israel last year, she bought a copy of the game, and then her kid brought it home. So she actually has one, and I'm going to get it tomorrow. But tonight, I do not have a copy of the game. But I will tomorrow, and then I'm going to probably be making promotional videos, and I'm going to be like holding up the cards and stuff. So there'll be stuff to see with me nerding over how pretty my cards are. That's my message to everyone tonight. And I'm getting tired and menstrual cramps. And the two of those things together are just bad news. So I'm going to sign off, and I hope everyone got a lot done, and I hope you had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed my stories, even though they were very ranty. And thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna definitely try to keep streaming. It's just I want to encourage the streaming community to keep streaming, and so I want there to be enough streams that people keep streaming. So I'm like taking one for the team, because I'm not very productive during my own streams, but I will absolutely host a stream once a week so that there will like be enough streams for people to be on, and then I can attend everyone else's stream and like get my writing done that way. That's my plan. So yeah, it's probably going to be at this time, Monday nights, 8:30 EST, because that way Nana and I get to watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and then I can come and do my stream. So have a super happy New Year, everyone. You do not have to kiss someone at midnight. You can, if you want to. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. You can kiss anybody whose consent you have to kiss them. And, but obviously you don't have to either. The year will turn to 2020 whether or not you kiss someone, and it is okay not to. And you don't have to be sad about that. Also, if you're not excited about it being the new year and you just want to stay home in pajamas and not do anything, but you kind of feel bad about it, allow me to put your mind at ease. Christmas is the birth of Jesus, right? Well, New Year's, which is 8 days later, was Jesus's bris, okay? Which is the Jewish ceremony where we circumcise 8-day-old babies. So that's not a holiday you have to celebrate, all right? It's just don't feel any obligation. Whatever, it's just another Wednesday. Yes, a little baby boy was born into a Jewish family in Bethlehem, not Nazareth. And 8 days later, they took a teeny weeny scissors. I said that. Yes, I did. And they like cut off his foreskin in a non-sanitary way. They have improved that now ever since. Yeah, things have progressed since Jesus was born. They do it in a much more sterile way now. It's not entirely barbaric. It is a little bit, but not entirely. So that's my fast flash opinion about circumcision in Judaism. And on that note, I hope everyone has a good night and a new year.